Coach, how do you keep your group from overlooking the Bucks?
You can't. This game is as important to us as any. I mean, you know, as far as I've always preached, no matter who we play, we got to approach the same way. We have concepts we got to come through with, and we have no right. You know, we started, as Drake says, we started at the bottom. I'm telling you, and we're trying to get there. And if anybody in this room feels like that we are arrived or we're on the same level as Indiana, Miami, and have done that, you're fooling yourself, or you're just looking for something to write about, whatever. But we have not got there yet. We're still in a growing process, rebuilding process. We've got to be the hungry dog. And if we play the game any other way, we're fooling ourselves.
How would you assess the team's focus against, regardless of the opponent, because they've won 9 of 10 against, or you won 9 of 10 against sub-500 teams?
It doesn't matter. I'm not even looking at records. These guys have talented players on the team. O.J. Mayo is one of the top sought-after free agents in the league. For whatever reason, Ilyasova lights us up every time he walks in this building. Luke Rittenauer, coached him in Seattle, excellent shooter. You go right down in the night, you know, the kid, you know, can light it up. So you go right down the list, and then now you got other players stepping in and playing well. So there's no reason for us. Middleton shooting 49% from the corner three. They had OKC on the ropes the whole game until at the end they busted open. So you know, we're preaching it. The guys are focused. Coming this morning and had the same shoot-around we had against Miami, Indiana, and that's the way we got to approach it, and we do it anywhere else, we're cheating ourselves.
Coach, last couple of games, you guys had lost 10 in a row to Milwaukee until that game, the home opener for the Bucks in November. And what did you guys? It seemed like you controlled that whole game. What did you do so well in that game?
You know, again, we've ever since I've been here, and even before I got here, they struggled against the Bucks for whatever reason, and the reason's not important. And I'm still looking at Milwaukee as the same team, especially as Ilyasova is still there. You know, it's just I don't know what it is. Their style of play was always a physicality. I think we've gotten accustomed to playing against physical teams. Guys like Larry Sanders in the post, Radojevic he's in the post now, taking up a lot of space, hitting people. We've gotten accustomed to that. I thought that helped us going into Milwaukee in the opening game. Now again, they're still again. I see the positives in Milwaukee. I see Larry building something there. I see them shooting the ball well. Seeing them very good offensive team. And what's the secret is how good they are defensively. They do a good job of covering pick and rolls. They sit on the .99 on running, defending set plays, and that's a pretty good number in the NBA. So, you know, I see the positives, you know, with their team. As you know, DeMar probably would be embarrassed, and Kyle would be embarrassed if I, you know, went up and talked to him about it. But as a coach, you know, other coaches look out for their players, and over the years we've looked out for players that haven't been voted in. And, you know, hopefully with coaches, we remember that, you know, I did vote for some of their guys, you know, and so now turnaround's fair play.
Was Tyler able to participate in shoot-around?
Yes, he was there. He was there in shoot-around. I mean, we're not sure about whether he's going to be able to go tonight. We're going to see how it is tonight. But you know, he's getting better. The results from the doctor were good, so we'll see.
When he does return, does that make things a little bit more complicated in the front court in terms of minutes with how well Patrick and Chuck have been playing?
It does, because guys are playing well right now, and you know, I'm old school as far as guys losing their spot in the rotation because of injury, but right now we're playing at such a high level, and Patrick's playing at such a high level. It's going to be hard to phase that out, but again, before he got hurt, Tyler was playing at a high level too, so it does make it a little bit more complicated, but again, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. He's got to get back in, you know, his conditioning back and timing back, so he can get a couple of practices under his belt before he, you know, jumps in and plays big minutes.
Coach, how did you get John Salmons playing like this again? He must be playing like he did for the Bucks when he came in that trade a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I tell you, he's a veteran player, knows situations, playing at a focused level right now. You know, it's for me, it's hard to keep him off the floor the way he's playing. But he's a leader, playing, you know, asking great questions about what's going on, has fit in to exactly what we're doing, learned the system. He and Chuck and Patrick both of all three, and Gravis of all four, have jumped in and learned the system, accepted their roles, and understand their roles on the team.
Were you surprised to have
A little bit as far as how quickly everybody has fit in. But to get to know John and his personality, he's a quiet, smart, very intelligent man. And to get to that part, to get to know him is a pleasant surprise. But we're glad we have him, and he's a good veteran voice of reason in the locker room.
in Milwaukee? They always said he was quiet, but he, don't mistake that he's not competitive.
Hey, it's just like my grandfather used to say, it's because there's snow on the roof does not mean there's not a fire in the furnace. So you better check it out before you step in there. So that's a good old saying.
It's a good one.
Yeah, there you go.
Back to the Bucks. Thoughts on Giannis's talent level and how he's playing so early?
For Jonas?
Giannis.
Yeah.
Bucks.
What's his last name?
Adetokumbo. Adetokumbo?
That's pretty good. No, he's a very young talent. He's like a young colt. He's kind of gangly all over the place. He's still growing. I think they measured he's grown a quarter of an inch since he's gotten there. So he's talented, skilled. They're running pick and rolls for him. His shooting has gotten better, but he's a promising young player in this league, and they've got a good talent in that young man.
It's surprising to think. I mean, they have him starting now, and he was kind of like guarding Kevin Durant and going up against him. Like
he's got skills to be able to guard guys like that. He's long, athletic, covers a lot of area. It's too much to put on him right now, but he reminds you of a young Scottie Pippen. But he's not as good as Scottie right now. He can be, but that's who he reminds you of as far as guarding people with his length and legs and his wingspan.